What is going on, everybody? This is Slick from Breaking the Clutch, back again with another Halo Wars 2 video. Gotten a lot of requests from you guys to play some Terminus Firefight, so I thought I'd hop in. I actually got addicted to Terminus Firefight probably in the first 4 minutes of me playing it, because I played it on Legendary, tried out Anders, and got absolutely demolished in the first couple minutes. And I think the reason for that is just because I was totally unprepared for what I was about to do. I thought it would just be another social game type, I hop in, like I played, like Hardcore Blitz is like still not that bad, easy to deal with, but this is actually a challenge, and it was a lot of fun to really mess around with and things like that. So I ended up sticking with Pavium as my go-to Terminus Firefight leader, and simply because the Mega Turret can kind of clutch the first couple rounds for you if you just have one of them. And my first playthrough, I think I got a Scarab on round 3 or something like that, or like, no, not round 3, I think it's impossible, but I got a Scarab in the first 5 minutes, and I lost. So I was like, oh my god, how the hell am I supposed to deal with this? So Mega Turrets ended up being a solution, and Pavium most certainly is probably my favorite for Terminus Firefight out of the 6 leaders I tried overall. So definitely love him, and I most certainly think that Legendary Terminus Firefight is probably some of the most fun I've had challenging wise on Halo Wars 2, despite grinding all the way to Champion, say the first couple seasons. So most certainly a great time. I want to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think about like what's your favorite Terminus Firefight leader, and at the same time, what's the highest score you've gotten in Terminus Firefight? Just because I kind of need to familiarize myself with it. I'm not really a social gamer in general. I'm more of a competitive Halo Wars 2 player in general and Halo in general. So I want to know what you guys got in terms of high score. You'll see the high score I got on this game at the end of this video. So let me know what you think comparatively, like how well I did, because I bet you I did absolute shit. So I want to talk about how much fun this game type is and why I think it is so much fun. It's so much fun because it's not easy, alright? So if you put on Legendary, it kind of feels like the same kind of intensity of gameplay that, say, Lasso, Halo, normal FPS does. So, like, in a way that, say, you can make it really sweaty if you want, you're kind of like dying, like just absolutely hating your life because it's so difficult, but at the same time, every single time you have a little win, it's very rewarding. So I think that's a big part about why Terminus Firefight is so much fun. I also want to talk about how, say, like, different strategies are like the strategies in general in Terminus Firefight are so much different than the basic game of Halo Wars 2. Just because your build order, there aren't any supply crates on the map that you can grab, despite those little like rocket pod drops or whatever. So you really have to build accordingly. So like, let's say you can't really make a grunt off the bat, you know what I mean? I did it in some of the gameplays I've done. You really have to just go like harvester, extractor. It's really difficult to play with any of the leaders that don't have, say, like something really early game that's incredibly powerful. Like I said, Pavium's Mega Turret is the #1 reason why I choose him, just because I throw down a mini base and go Mega Turret in the first 4 minutes, and then I can take down some Scarabs or bosses and things like that. It's incredibly fun to try and defend some of the mini bases you take out on the map, because they just get wiped out immediately. It's also incredibly fun to try to take a main base on the map and then try to hold it, like, or a secondary and expansion, just because it's so damn difficult to deal with all those waves that are coming in at the same time that you're trying to build up an army. And it's just absolutely ridiculous, and it's an absolute blast because of it. Multiple times when you're playing Legendary Terminus Firefight, you're just wrapping up a round and you've just like lost maybe like 20 population supply, and like the second you wrap up that round, you're like, oh man, that was tough, and then all of a sudden at the top of your screen it's like, next wave incoming. You're like, oh motherfucker, like you just get so pissed off. And I think that kind of like slight rage and slight anger is really crucial to making a game type, say, addicting, just because you want to keep playing it and want to keep doing it more and more and more. So I think it's absolutely phenomenal how well they did with Terminus Firefight. Of course, all the game types in Halo Wars 2 are just great as they are. I just think the concept behind it, where you say you have a point that you have to defend, you have, say, 5 main points where the enemies are going to come from, they have long trails, you can see that they're coming, and then they even tell you what type it is so you can get ready. Say, like, I know one of the first times I played it as well, I did like an entire grunt or marine army, and the suicide grunt round came. I wasn't paying attention, I was like building infrastructure, I didn't read what it said, and then all of a sudden my entire army just got wiped. So things like that, just like little cheeky elbows that 343 and Creative Assembly give you on the side. They're like, you just killed your whole army. Like, what do you think? You pissed at you bet? Yeah, you seem pretty pissed. Huh? What are you gonna do? Like things like that really encourage you to keep playing, because you feel like you're so close to getting to a completion, or like a good spot, or like say a certain milestone for yourself. And then you just get completely destroyed and knocked down, so you got to get back up and then keep trying it again. That's something they most certainly nailed with Terminus Firefight. I think it's an absolute blast. I honestly would say that Terminus Firefight is probably the bulk of importance for Awakening the Nightmare, despite the campaign and blur cutscenes, which are also phenomenal in their own way. So I think that, once again, Awakening the Nightmare continues to prove itself, say, worthy of $20. Is something I'm trying to get at as well. So once again, the Terminus Firefight game mode is absolutely fantastic. Now I want to get into maybe a couple things they could change. I really don't know how I feel about the spam of, say, like guarding walls. I know in the lower difficulties, like say easy, normal, hard, those things are really important, but you know, you kind of just end up going for shield barriers once you get into the late game, or sorry, the mid to late game with legendary. So that's something I definitely think should be tweaked. Maybe the cost of those of the shield walls as well, like 200 supply, 200 power. When you're trying to build an army and keep it alive, it's still tough. I mean, of course, it plays into the fact that it's legendary. It's difficult. You're not supposed to be able to just coast through it. But I feel like the shield walls, the explosive barrels, and the rotor blades are all things that should be tweaked just a little bit to make them maybe a little bit more effective and cost effective. Especially those rotor blades. The blades don't really do much of anything in legendary. You know, the guys just shoot it from a mile away and then it's gone. You know, Scarab comes walking by. It's crazy. I also truly think, even on legendary or the easier modes, that that the Scarab or the Flood Juggernaut should be tweaked, maybe to come at a later time, maybe around the 8-minute mark. Of course, you still are able to beat it, but you know, these are just slight gripes I have that I think would make it, say, a little bit more enjoyable going into, say, the mid to the, maybe like, you know, the 15 to 20-minute mark, for example. I keep trying to say mid to late game, but it's not the same, because what is late game in a game that never ends, potentially, you know what I mean? But all in all, most certainly a lovely game type. Like I said, a few of those gripes. I'd love to see some of the other leaders a little bit more viable legendary mode. Some good players are definitely going to, say, capitalize on a couple things. And I think I'm going to do a couple more videos on Terminus Firefight. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I also want to say, if you've been watching this far in my review of Terminus Firefight, that we did receive upwards of 8, maybe a couple more of Halo Wars 2 Complete Edition codes, which means the entire game, all the DLC and everything. So pay attention to that, because we will be giving away those codes on future videos. Probably going to do one a week here coming out after our campaign, our Awakening the Nightmare campaign video drops. We will be giving out one code per video for the next probably 8, 9, 10 days. So just keep an eye out for that, guys. Keep paying attention. We'll be giving away all those codes, because we need to share the magic of Halo Wars 2 to those people who have not yet played it. So, and these codes do also work on Windows 10, so keep that in mind. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Slick Breaking the Clutch. Hope you enjoyed my quick review of Terminus Firefight. Let me know in the comment section below what the highest scores that you've gotten, how far you've gotten on Legendary mode, and it would be really exciting to read those. So thank you guys so much for watching. Slick Breaking the Clutch. We'll see you guys next time.